What's up, everybody? It's Zach from Ready Check Pool. I'm here with Jim as usual. How you doing, Jim?
You know what? I'm doing great, dude. How are you doing?
I'm good. I can tell that you're a zombie right now, and that's okay because if you guys didn't already know from hanging out in the Discord, Jim just had a kid.
I did.
Oh, yeah, and he's loving it, dude. He just keeps having them. Can't get enough of them. Never
I got
complains
that.
about them.
Actually, Kayla's pregnant right now. Wait.
Oh no, dude. Not again.
Gross.
Yeah, so he just had a kid. So he's a zombie right now. He's dealing with all that. That's why we missed last week's podcast because that
Yep.
was
That was
great
delivery
timing. It was
day.
like right at 3 p.m., dude. We just decided to make it happen. So yeah,
bad.
we're a week behind. It's the first podcast we missed, I think, dude. First
Yeah.
week. But
Yep.
hey, that's a good excuse. I can live with that.
21 straight, and we lose one for young Asher.
Yeah. And
That
what's
is
funny
crazy.
is you were like, "Yeah, what if we just do the podcast on Thursday?" Since we just got
All the info. Yeah, I know.
I was like, "No, dude, we got to do it on Friday to keep the schedule."
Yeah.
Having a kid,
I forgot
what are you
about
doing?
that. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Dang it! It
I gotta
backfired,
say
dude.
something, dude. Like I was talking to like family and stuff. Everyone's congratulating and stuff like that. Bro, I did not expect the turnout of congratulations and like support and like even like the DMs, like people from Ready Check Pull, dude. Like a bunch of people like sent DMs, sent like little like best wishes and shit. Like, man, this Ready Check Pull is family for life now, dude. That shit was awesome. That was really cool.
I know. You're saying like the response from all these like basically strangers in Ready Check Pull was more like wholesome than like from our friend group.
Yeah, we have a friend
Like, "Oh,
Discord, right?
congrats, you idiot."
Yeah, where we like, we talk for like the last 4 years maybe, and like Ready Check Pull is like super nice and like super loving and whatever, and then this other group's like, oh, another one. Oh god, but yeah, it's cool. That's cool. I appreciate it, everybody, for all the congrats and all that stuff. Love it.
Yeah. So that's the big news in real life. But dude, so we made like literally the day before we got the biggest news was the new release date for WoW, which
Yes.
you
Oh, I
made
can't believe we didn't talk about this. Oh
I know it's
yeah.
been so long. You made the little announcement video. That was fun with the hat,
Oh yeah. The
You
hat,
remember?
dude. The hat is
Like,
more famous.
that probably feels like a year ago to you now, I would imagine.
Yeah, dude, I can't believe that we didn't talk about that.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was weird timing. But yeah, so we got a new release date, as you all know, I'm sure already. So Shadowlands. Oh, by the way, we got a lot to talk about in this podcast
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we got two weeks of stuff. So talking about all kinds of beta stuff, the uh new release date. We got raid testing tomorrow. That we're gonna try to talk about a little bit, and then
Long raid testing.
whole bunch of crazy beta testings and news and stuff. So but yeah, so if you're watching this live, send in questions or whatever while we're talking, and we'll try to answer them as we go or toward the end. Uh, but yeah, dude. So yeah, as I was saying, release date Shadowlands on November 23rd for
Yep.
the Western Hemisphere people, but it's midnight November 24th, which is freaking dope. That's how many weeks delay was that? 1, 2,
That was
3,
a month.
4. That was 4-week delay was
Yep.
apparently enough for them to say that it's okay. So I don't know how 4 weeks was enough, but hey, it is what it is. 1 month, and as we all know, that's the week of Thanksgiving, which is a
Hell
little bit
yeah.
weird.
Hell yeah.
Of a choice there. But dude, we were so close, yo. Like the official prediction date was November 17th for Ready Check Poll, but you were saying could be the 24th.
Well, so we were definitely like, so
You
the way
were
we broke it down was
you had
science,
it.
right? We tried to science that shit where we're like, all right, if they go any later than blah blah blah, then blah 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 is gonna happen, right? And so we tried to science it, and I thought like, yeah, this 17th for sure. There's no way that it's going to be past that because then we got Thanksgiving or whatever. I was like, but then we came to the conclusion that if there had to be any other week, it would be the 24th. And So like we gave that little caveat, like that little tiny caveat of like maybe the 24th, because after that, bro, it would have been shitstorm city. And
because I was like, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that to themselves, right? Like launching the expansion and then immediately having Thanksgiving. Oh, turns out they do. So that's how that's gonna go. It's gonna come out, and then 3-4 days later, it's Thanksgiving time. So hopefully you don't have to travel. You probably don't because of the disease and whatnot.
No, don't call our president a disease. I mean, COVID.
Okay. Wait. Yeah, that one. The thing that you're not allowed to say or you get instantly demonetized. It doesn't exist.
I know.
It's a loose idea out in the world.
Wild.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Wait, can we talk about real life stuff real quick?
Okay.
I want to bring it up because it is something that everyone's talking about right now. The fact that the fucking race is still going on, the presidential race is still going on. It's this has to be, I think, the closest race in history of I'm pretty sure that like Zach's vote in North Carolina is like the one that's going to tip the tide or tip the boat or whatever, spill the milk. It's going to be the one, it's that one vote. Like, it's literally like Atlanta is literally one vote, dude. One vote in Georgia. It's like obviously not one vote, but it's so fucking close that I was like, I just wanted to bring that up. That like how insane. First off, is like how insane is it that like the country is that divided, 50-50 from people who vote want one side or the other. That is insane to me. I can't even fathom how that even works. Yeah, and then you have states like Massachusetts is like, it's like, oh yeah, it's obviously Democrat, right? It's like, there's no other choice. It's like 60-30. You just got to be Democrat. It's like, there's no other option. And then you go to like Tennessee and they're like, Democrats, they're the evil. Yeah, it's like, how is it so different? Like for the same, it's so bizarre to me how that works out. But man, I can't believe that it's so rough as it is.
There's a lot of like, I'm sure a lot of this stuff is like pretty like business as usual, like certain states and voting percentages or whatever. But there's a lot of like unprecedented stuff going on right now with like because of the diseases, going around. Like mail-in ballots and like where how many days later after the actual election we still don't actually know.
I know.
A lot of early voting. It's like a weirdly high voter turnout because nobody can go outside. Somehow that ends up with a higher turnout. And then like this is one of the closest possible like races of all time. One of the most divisive peoples of all time. It's just like, oh my god, this is like too much to handle, man. We could have just been playing Shadowlands right now, man. Not having to think about any of this.
Yes, I know. I was thinking about that. Like,
not think about that at all.
That would have been amazing. That would have been amazing. But no, it's just I just thought didn't want to leave that one unsaid for all the Americans that give a shit about what we think. We don't. We just we want it to go back to World of Warcraft and forget about that real life shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, one of these days we'll find out who won. Maybe by the time Shadowlands actually comes out, we'll know. Yeah, who knows? When we'll know. And then hopefully we can move on.
Yeah, but, true. All right, moving on, dude. Here we go.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so Shadowlands, November 23rd-ish night, And then that means the raid, like Heroic and Normal, are coming out on December 8th. So we're getting into December raid release, which is notoriously very suspect on the part of Blizzard. So that's a little sketchy. That means Heroic and Normal on the 8th. Which everything's good. You got a week. You got 2 weeks, 3 weeks till Christmas. But that means Mythic is on December 15th. Which is not ideal for anybody who's not in a World First guild, which is, like 40, 60 people, something like that. So literally everyone else, it's not good. Everyone will be raiding over Christmas, although it's a little bit of a weird Christmas. Because maybe not traveling, maybe it's not a big deal this go around. But
I'm sure there's some like
they're releasing the raid right before Christmas, bro. What is going on,
bro? There has to be like some like world first religious group that doesn't celebrate Christmas that it's just like, oh, we got this now. This is our
Oh,
time.
you know what's funny actually is there was I read some article maybe on Raider.io where it was like they interviewed a bunch of world first contenders and some of them were in the Chinese guilds and they were saying like, hey, this works for us because usually raids come out on freaking Chinese New Year and that
Oh
sucks. So
yeah.
suck it. Now you guys have to deal with it. So they're like, yeah, maybe this will be pretty good for
Wait,
us, huh?
they don't celebrate Christmas?
I don't know, dude. They don't even live on the same year schedule as us, dude. I don't know what they're doing.
Wait, they're in 2043?
I don't know how that shit works. But yeah,
Jesus.
there's a
All right,
lot of weird things going on.
so a couple things about that. One is that 2 weeks of heroic this go around, right? Or sorry, not
Yeah,
sorry, 2 weeks
2
before
week
heroic, which
2-week
is
turnaround.
yeah, that's like they said before, they stuck with that. That's a little weird, right? Like that, that they gave themselves extra time. So it seems like they wanted the 2-week turnaround for
Or they're
raiding.
just they know how pressed for time they are. Like oh my god, we got to get the raid out now, dude.
Well,
People
why
are
were
gonna
they pressed for
freak
time
out.
before?
Same reason, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
It just seems
but
so
what? Because
bizarre.
normally it's 3 weeks, right? It's
Yeah.
been 3 weeks for like every expansion. But now they're doing 2. Maybe they just decided that 3 is weird. I don't know. It seems kind of weird to me. Like
Maybe they don't want you to
doing nothing
gear
for
up
3
as
weeks.
fast, or maybe there's a amount of renown that they want you to have for the Mythic World First race or something. I don't know. Sounds
Yeah,
like it just seems to me like there could be some like strategery going on.
could be. Yeah.
It's also really bad strategery because if you were to pick any week to not have the Mythic World First race, it gotta be the week that it's coming out. Like there can't be
Well, dude,
a worse
okay.
week in the whole year.
Dude, I got a theory that I think we already talked about. So, okay, with Mythic coming out December 15th, you have a full week, and then it's December 22nd, so no Christmas yet, obviously. And then you got, 1.5 days until like Christmas Eve when it starts getting real weird and people got to leave and start celebrating stuff. So I think we got another Let the Record Show ready check poll prediction, at least for me. I think Sire Denathrius will die for the first time ever on December 23rd. One way or another.
What?
This is I think he is dying on December 23rd. I think all the
December
stars are going to align.
23rd.
Yeah, dude, I think that's what's going on. Because
one reset.
Yeah, because number one, that's when the bosses normally die, so it's kind of like a duh choice. Normally, it's like if the raid is reasonably tuned, it takes a reset, and then you get fresh, more gear, and then you go in and kill. That's like the last push they need for world first guilds to kill the bosses. Normally, it's like that Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. I think Blizzard is going to make sure that it's on the 23rd. They do not want to be there on the 24th or 25th. So they will if they're close, dude, I bet they're going to make it happen. Somebody is killing it on the 23rd. That's my bet. I don't know.
My.
I don't know how real that is, dude. But yeah, I think Blizzard is not going to let it go past the 23rd. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to work out.
Man,
but,
that is I'm with that because you're right. Yeah, 10 boss raid. The only real block that I see happening is the insane difficulty that I see Stone Legion generals going if they don't, if they tune it correctly. Like that last phase in Mythic is probably going to be fucking insane. And then after that, like what Sludge Fist is not. I don't think that's going to be too. I mean, that could be a DPS check, but like then you have the Denathrius, which we just don't know what's going to happen at the end. Like,
God, you still don't know the order of the bosses.
Oh fuck, dude! I probably do, dude. I don't even know if I'm here right now. But you got the Denathrius, and yeah, like I don't see the first like 2 phases being that big a deal, but it's just.
There's a DPS check in phase 1 of Denathrius. Like depending on tuning, could be a really hard DPS check. So
yeah, it could be an Argus DPS check. Yeah,
could be wild because like it's literally if you don't kill him before that cone or whatever, you're dead. You just die.
And then
So
what
there's
is
a DPS check in phase 1 and phase 3, and there's secret mythic stuff happening in phase 3. So, dude, I don't know what's gonna happen on
bro?
that fight.
What's Limit gonna do if the 23rd comes around and like they don't kill it? Like, what do you do? Do you go home, or do you just say like, bro, like we're gonna have to celebrate Christmas. This is our bread. This is our time. This is the
From
time
what
where
I've
we
heard,
make all our money. Like they're money makers now. Like that's a job. Like that, like this might be something that they literally just cannot take off.
yeah, from what I've heard, or at least from the like little interview thing on Radar IO, it's not going to be an issue for them. They are all in.
Okay.
If you're not all in, you don't get to play. I think that's kind of
Well,
what's
I'm
going on.
yeah, I'm sure
Maybe that's
that's
not
yeah.
how they are, but yeah, it's like if you're not
If you're
committed
saying
to,
you're taking Christmas off, then you're not going to be starting on the 15th with us.
yeah. So I think everybody's going all in. There might be some people that get kind of screwed by, but it is what it is. That's WoW. That's WoW, baby. This esport ain't like any other esport, if you want to call it an esport.
How do you think it's going to affect the homies at Vision?
I don't know, dude. I think I would assume, because we do like a Monday through Thursday thing, and with Christmas Eve on Thursday, I would assume we're not raiding that night, and then Christmas on a Friday. I would assume we'll just move the Thursday night to like some other night, Saturday, Sunday, something like that.
Yeah.
And then it's back to normal. And then I don't know how like New Year's is gonna go and stuff like that. But I think we'll just end up like moving days so that we raid the same amount of time, or we'll figure something out. But yeah, like a lot of guilds are gonna have to make really, really tough choices, dude, on world.
I'll tell you what, Jim and the
US
Froze
ranks.
will not be making any tough choices. It will be, hey, is everyone here for Tuesday? Yeah. All right. What about Wednesday? Maybe. All right. Definitely not Thursday. All right. Well, see you next Tuesday.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what we're gonna be doing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be weird to figure it out, but I'm gonna be no life in either way, dude. And weirdly enough, the whole world situation makes it like kind of more acceptable to just shut in and do whatever. So kind of works out in a weird way.
Yeah, Corona has been doing some funky things to my life, right? Like, the whole baby experience was amazing through Corona. Like there was just nobody around. Like Corona is just doing like weird things where it's just, people like us, like everyone's like the economy crumbles and we're just like sitting by our computers like, oh yeah, it's so bad. Oh, well, I hope that it opens soon. And so I can go back outside and have to do those things. It's like, I don't think any of us are saying that. I think all of us gamers here are having the time of our life.
Yeah. It seems a little backwards for me, for sure. I'm feeling that too. But yeah, so with the whole release date, raid launch date, that also came with the announcement of the pre-patch event. The actual content of the pre-patch is coming next week on November 10th. So we'll actually get some
that is next week.
Some Scourge stuff and some like being able to catch up with your alts and get gear and stuff, I guess. I don't really know what all is involved. I've kind of stayed in the dark just to, whenever it happens, I get to enjoy whatever's going on.
Yeah, same. That's kind of been my motto, is like trying to avoid as much spoilers and shit as possible. Obviously, we have to do all our raid guides and class guides and shit. So there we can't, we have to spoil away. But when it comes to like the pre-patch shit, I haven't done anything with PTR. Like I'm trying to just, stay away from it to try to get some enjoyment, that some surprises and things like that.
Yep. Same here, dude. We'll see what happens. I'm totally in the dark about it. But yeah, speaking of which, speaking of raid guides, I want to give you guys an update on how the raid guides are going. If you haven't been seeing what's happening in our Discord, we've been giving updates. But we're doing a early access kind of thing with our Patreon. So patrons get early access to the guides that we've already made, and we've already done 8 of them, I think. 8 out of
are
10.
In the early access right now. Like the Denathris one went through.
Yeah,
you approved it for early access.
Yeah,
hell yeah, brother.
We did the last boss is available for the guide for Sire Denathrius is out.
And it's the best full
guide.
video guide.
It's the best one you'll be able to find for the entire expansion, and it's already out now.
It's
I'm just kidding.
100% the best one right now because there's no other one.
Yeah. Yeah. So check that out if you want early access, but they're all coming out, before the raid comes out, all that good stuff. So, you'll be able to see it either way. But we've got 8 of those done. 2 are left to go. It turns out that the last 2 that we have to do are actually being retested. They're doing raid testing again tomorrow
Wait,
on November 6th. They're
it's
raid
almost
testing
like
again. They're
you
raid
knew
testing
not
3 bosses.
yeah, it's like you knew what you knew that these bosses aren't ready, dude. Like they just made massive changes. They're gonna be fucking having to test this again. Let's just go right to Denathrius. You called it, brother.
Yeah, it kinda worked out actually, yeah, weirdly enough. But, what's one particularly funny detail about this testing, well, other than the raid testing is happening after the expansion would have come out, that's kinda funny to think
Mm-hmm.
about, but they're testing the Council of Blood boss for the 5th time! This is the
Yeah,
5th raid testing for Council of Blood, the 4th time on Mythic. They tested this
yeah.
boss 3 times on Mythic already, this is gonna be the 4th.
Yeah, and
And
it
they
keeps doing
and
like big 40-degree turns. Like it's not full 180, right? It's still in the same room, still got the same theme, but they're doing
Yeah.
huge 40-degree, 80-degree turns of just like swapping McCanns out like it was nothing.
Yeah, and this last change after the 3rd round of Mythic testing, they made the biggest changes of all. Like they actually changed the boss's abilities,
Yeah.
So they just totally flipped this fight around. Just I don't even know. It's like I don't know, but it's
I
kind
don't
of
know about
clear.
you,
Like
man.
the
I'm
abilities,
happy to be testing it. Like I'm actually really
yeah,
excited to be testing it.
yeah. It felt super weird, like seeing testing it 3 times and then they change it. They change all the abilities. It's like okay, that's kind of weird.
Yep.
Hopefully we get to test that again, and now we actually do. So that's going to help us. Actually, so they're testing Sludge Fist, Council of Blood, and Stone Legion Generals, which are like 3 of the last 4 bosses. So
Yeah.
these are like big deal bosses.
Well,
And we
and
need
what's
footage
really
for 2 of those.
great,
So we're
yes, we need like there's we were saying this before when we were like writing up the script for Council of Blood like there's no way anyone else can make a guide for this. There's literally no footage for like half of these abilities. They just came out. There's no way to have footage. And now that we get to test again, it's going to be cool that we get to actually see how the abilities work and see if our strats hold up and shit like that.
Yeah, we'll probably kill the boss because it still sounds really like a really whack boss. I still don't think they quite know what they're doing with it. It's definitely better. Like the mechanics sound better than it was in the past. But it still seems like pretty simple. You just kill one boss at a time, and there's a pretty clear kill order that's the best. So I don't know. We're gonna find out how it goes. But literally, I think the first time we tested the boss on Mythic, we killed it. Right? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I remember
We
killing it.
were
Maybe it
all,
was the second
like we
time.
actually said don't kill it though, and we could have, and we were like, nah, we want to test a little more. There's a few things and then like as soon as we were done with the boss because it was so shit, we were just like, all right, yeah, we're just gonna get this fucking over with. Let's go.
Let's go home, dude. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what the new changes look like. Because they finally got Steve or whoever to look at the
Steve is
boss.
killing it with these bosses now. Fucking Steve coming in. We
Yeah,
are gonna be doing
Steve from Minecraft.
wait. We are going to be doing the full raid testing 3 hours. We're going to be starting up roughly about like 30 minutes early, 45 40 whatever, 10 15 whatever we get to it, but we will be starting up early. We're going to be just taking whatever we can out of the ready check community, and no hate to anyone that doesn't get in. It is Mythic testing, so we can only have 20, so it's like first come first serve, but we're also going to be making sure that the comp is specific to the bosses that we need to get done, and so some classes will get priority out of beforehand, but there's usually a bunch of people that want to test, so just make sure that you're ready and on 45 minutes beforehand, and you'll be able to test the bosses with us if it works out.
And most people are going to hear this podcast after the testing anyway, so
it was great
just
testing, wasn't it? Good.
Yeah, we just fast forwarded 48 hours. Oh, testing was great, dude.
Oh, bosses are amazing.
Yeah.
Council of Blood.
It's actually going to be really huge to get footage for for this new stuff, and like Stone Legion General is like getting to phase 2, getting footage for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm
Really
hoping to
sick.
get to the later phases. I want to see what that third phase looks like, which I don't think we're gonna fucking
We're
see,
not in
but
the.
I would
Yeah,
like to see
well,
that.
well, it's phase 3 is just phase 1 and phase 2 put together, dude. So if we see phase 2, boom,
Yeah.
bam, we got it all figured out, dude. We'll just splice it in there. You know what I mean?
Yep, I'm ready to splice.
Yeah, dude. So that's all the scheduling stuff that's going on with WoW with the beta and release dates and all that good stuff. So we got a lot happening. Well, how many we got? Like 2.5 weeks until the, oh my god, we only have 2.5 weeks until the expansion comes out. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my, pretty much 2 weeks. So we got a lot of work to do. But yeah, and our guides are also going up on Icy Veins already. We got written versions going up, so check those out. We'll
Oh
have
yeah.
links to them too, so you'll be able to see it. But we're getting those in there too.
Yeah, you're
We got a lot
nailing
of
that
stuff
too,
going
by
on.
the way, dude.
Yeah, dude.
As soon as you get those
Gotta.
icons in there, they're gonna be amazing.
Yes, we're gonna have images and all that kind. But enough about us, dude. We got a
Let's
lot
talk about
of
you.
we had a lot of interesting beta changes going on. Oh wait, one thing I wanted to say before we get into like
Oh, back on us, dude.
yeah, wait, no. Before we get into beta stuff specifically, is there was a big change to the multi-boxing policy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not specifically about multi-boxing, but I don't know if you guys heard about it, but they are banning all multi-boxing, except not really, because
No.
you can still have multiple accounts and play multiple accounts at once and have like 3 druids and you're playing all 3 druids at once, you know. But now they're going to be banning people who use software that like copies key presses and commands and stuff to all 3 accounts at once. So like people who have like 40 druids, you know, and then they're all like following one druid and all casting Starfall at the same time. That shit is gone. And that shit is good, cuz that shit sucked. There's my summary. Anyway,
Moving on. No, so like there's a lot of like videos coming out with the title multi-boxing is now bannable. It's like shut up. No, it's not. It's not bannable. You can still do it, which it should be bannable, by the way. I'm gonna vote yes on bannable in this presidential election because that shit is cheating. If you don't think it's cheating, you're wrong, and you should start thinking about why I think it's cheating and then assume that I'm right. The fact that you can play
software?
3 characters at the same time. No, it should be bannable
Oh.
complete. 1 character per account logs in at a time.
Oh,
Even if you
you're
have 7 accounts, 1, you only get to play 1 per IP address. Fuck your friends and family.
Oh, I see what's
It's just cheating, bro. It's like actually cheating.
I didn't see that part coming. Maybe.
But bro, like think about that. You
Yeah,
have a
I get what you
friend,
mean.
you have a buddy in your guild who like has 17 characters at the same time going around killing everything. Levels 30 characters at once.
It's kind of funny because in certain ways, Shadowlands, above all other expansions, is kind of weirdly encouraging you to play multiple of the same class. If you're gonna play a Death Knight, you should. It's not something you should do because it's the gain that you'll get from it is so small it might not even exist. But the potential is there that it makes sense for you to play 4 Death Knights, 1 for each covenant or whatever, and soulbinds. I don't know, it's all complicated. But now that's still possible. You just can't automate your key presses, which a lot of people weren't doing anyway. So this doesn't really affect them. It's mostly for like the 40-man multi-boxers, which is like that was the worst part about it. So
you can still auto hotkey and shit.
I don't know.
Auto hotkey is basically just, you know, it's not, they don't want you using software that interacts with World of Warcraft is what they don't want you to do. But if you're using software outside, so like basically every W gets pressed a fucking bajillion times, and when you press W, it also presses D, X, and P, like those type of macros and shit. All that shit works. All that shit's fine. It's just they don't want you to have anything that's like looking at multiple characters in the game files and that type of shit.
They're saying, no, you have to alt-tab. If you don't alt-tab, you're banned.
Yeah. Good.
That's how they can summarize it. But yeah, I thought that was a pretty interesting change. Apparently, that's actually like a bigger, like the whole 40 character multi-boxing is actually like a bigger problem in Classic than it ever was in retail, which I had no
Yeah.
idea. One of our shout out to I don't know what he's called. What do we call him now? Silent Disco. Shout out to Silent Disco for getting fucking
Oh
Warlord
yeah, Musicon. He got fucking
psychoed.
high Warlord, dude. Oh, bro, this guy used to like hangs out. He's gonna be raiding with us in Shadowlands. Well, I say us, but you know, Jim and the Pros. He's gonna be hanging with me in Shadowlands. He's gonna be doing all the shit in Shadowlands with us. He played Legion. He played, you know, whatever. He played BC with me. Like, this dude has been around for forever. I have not seen him for the last 2.5 months, 3 months. This guy was gone. I used to hang out with him every day, every single day. He was gone. He played Classic for 16 hours a day for 3 months straight, got high Warlord like the savage he is. Big shout outs to him, dude. You probably can't hear it because of the RTX, but I'm giving him a round of applause right now. Hell yeah, brother.
That was weird. Yeah, RTX ate that shit up. Dude, RTX is insane. Anyway, so
It
shout out to
is.
him. He was letting us know, like, we were talking about the multi-boxing thing, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you guys don't know about that on Classic, huh?" Yeah, that's a big problem on Classic, which is kind of funny because they're probably fixing it because of Classic and not because of retail. And
Yes.
that's just
Yep.
like
Yep.
a big forehead moment, like, "Oh my god, it took you this to finally fix this. Come on." But I think that's a good change. I'm down with it.
Yeah, when
I'm
there's
cool with
only
that.
one mob for every 40 minutes and you have 40 dudes just ready to pounce on that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
dude, it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna make war mode a little bit safer. You're not gonna have
Yeah.
40 Death Knights chain Death Griffin stuff. So
Speaking of war mode, you didn't even write this down in the notes. I didn't
Mhm.
know, because it's not relevant news. I didn't know that they got rid of the PvP scaling.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
That's
think
old
that's
news, bro.
amazing. I want to play the game more than someone else, and for that reason, be better than them. And I'm not kidding. Like, this sounds like a meme. I actually want to play the game more than someone, have my character be more powerful than them, and not look at someone who's a fresh level 50 coming right into the maw, and then I look at this dude with war mode and I start hitting him and I hit like a wet noodle. I don't want that. I want to crush him into the ground.
Yeah, so PvP scaling, or like, it's kind of complicated to just call it. It's not really just scaling, it's like a whole thing, but that was a huge issue for PvPers in BFA and maybe even in Legion. I can't remember. But yeah, that's just gone. Now you just do the same damage that you would do to a mob. I think you do it to a player unless there's some weird touch of death stuff going on. So yeah, you get to, if you have more gear than somebody or a higher level, you just absolutely destroy them again.
And I
Which
love it, dude.
it's awesome.
I don't know what it's like. It
Yeah.
really gets me like happy that I don't know. I didn't even know that I wanted this until someone said it. It was P-Love that brought it to my attention. And I was like, why am I so happy that this happened? And it's because that's how I play the game. The only thing that I have over other people is I can play more than them. So if I can play more than you, I'm not more skilled. I don't I don't have more money. I don't have what, like, I can't do things that these like little whippersnappers can do with their good eyesight and fast fingers, but I can play longer. So I win.
Not if you keep having kids, dude. You're gonna get interrupted every 3 seconds.
I know.
You're doomed. But dude, and then along with that change, which I think is interesting, so they're not like, as far as I know, they're not bringing back resilience or anything like that for like PvP gear and whatever, which I feel like they probably should.
They should, yeah.
There's a 2 set. They got rid of I don't know. It's the whole complicated thing. But long story short, if you use two PvP trinkets, which you already will want to in PvP anyway because of other changes, you get a 40% increase to whatever versatility you have on your gear. And all PvP gear, every single piece of PvP gear in the game has versatility on it.
That is so wild. That is, by the way, that is resilience. Like, it's literally just fucking resilience that works in PvE, which is dumb. But it's like, that is so 40%, dude.
Yeah,
that is wild.
And they actually, it was 20%, and then like within the past 2 weeks they upped it to 40%. So which it goes like PvP has this weird. There's a lot of weird stuff going on where like one change affects a million other things. So like this change makes it even more likely or unlikely. What's the best way to say that? It makes you less likely to use PvE trinkets in PvP, which apparently has been like a huge issue in PvP. So I hear people like getting a mythic raid trinket that just one shots people in PvP, and PvPers don't like that because they don't want to PvE or whatever. So now you're going to be much more inclined to use PvP trinkets in PvP, which is like, oh, who would have thought? That's a good idea. Let's go, dude.
It
And
is
it
absolutely awesome.
also functions as like a resilience kind of thing, like you were saying. Like the more PvP gear you have and the higher item level PvP gear you have, the more versatility you're gonna have. And the bonus from the PvP thing is gonna give you even more versatility. So like
Yep.
the more you PvP, the better you're gonna be in PvP. And this also acts to like counteract the what's the word, the repercussions that the PvP, removing the PvP scaling is going to have, because like that kind of helped to reduce one shot potential, but then you get rid of that, now everybody's just always going to get one shot by everything. It's like, okay, wait, now everybody has a billion versatility, so nobody takes any damage. Boom, now nobody
Versatility is
gets
a
one shot
perfect
again
stat, okay?
for
Because
PvP.
you for PvP. Well, it's also a good stat for PvE too. But
No,
it's
it's
like
not.
it is for PvE. You get damage
No,
reduction. You get damage increase. You get healing
no.
increase, and you get absorbs. It's
Yeah,
like
it's the most boring.
it's like the one stat to rule them all, dude. It's great.
No,
I like it.
I'm just talking about PvP, dude.
I like it for both, but
It's great
it's
in
especially
PvP.
good for PvP.
Yeah. Because it actually makes sense. Like taking less damage actually matters in PvP. So it's cool. I'm cool with it. But yeah, so it's kind of checking a lot of boxes that people have had problems with PvP, especially in BFA. So I don't know how that all is going to play out. I'm sure they have a lot of other problems with how PvP is going, but seems kind of cool. Uh, hopefully I don't ever have to PvP, and I think this is pushing it further along that line. So big okay hand from me. I like it.
Yeah. It's like I don't know why it is. Like I said, something like triggered when I've heard that, and then thinking about the fact that versatility is resilience, like in pseudo resilience, and like I'm actually excited to PvP. I'm not kidding. I know that you're gonna, you're cringing, you're doing your little shivering that you do, when I say shit that's weird.
No, dude, you have fun. Have a blast. I'll
But
be over here.
I'm really, really excited about it. I'm really looking forward to it, and it might actually spark, more people to actually jump into PvP, because there is something about the way you gear, having that type of resilient style stat, and then having it so that when you get more gear, that your efforts pay off, because you're gonna have more than other people, just like in Mythic, right? Like your efforts pay off Mythic raiding, because now you're better than. If you're Mythic raid geared, you're better than Heroic raid geared, which is better than normal raid geared, which is better than LFR. Same thing should happen in PvP. It is. I'm happy.
True. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. But yeah, what else? What else we got, dude? So PvP maybe going in a more healthy direction.
Wait, but
See how
why
that
were you
plays out.
saying that there's other reasons why you want the PvP trinkets?
Because so in BFA, I don't PvP, so this isn't concrete in my mind. But in BFA, you had a PvP talent that was like a CC stopper, and you had a choice between like three things,
Yeah.
something
The
like that.
trinket,
They
yeah.
got rid of that, and then they brought back the PvP trinket that like breaks you
Yep.
out of CC, which they had in the game forever, and then I don't know when that changed. So now you don't have that PvP talent, but now you have the trinket. So every PvP is going to have the trinket anyway. So you just get another PvP trinket and you're good to go.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
you're
I
already
like that.
like kind of locked into one, and it's a trinket that you're not going to use in PvE. So it's like it kind of goes both ways. So I like it a lot.
Yeah, that gladiator's medallion. But which is weird, because you used to have 4 talents for PvP talents, and now you only have 3. But it's because they took away the option for the auto PvP pop and trinket type deal. All right, cool. Moving on. Go ahead, do your thing, man. I'm just here sleeping.
All right. So bunch of other like beta stuff. So what do I want to get into, dude? So one thing that might be interesting with the raid is, I don't know if you guys heard, but like maybe there's more than one guild, but Exorcist one of the world first contender guilds, apparently they all switched already for some reason, switched to Alliance because they think that Alliance racials and stuff, I guess, are going to be better for the raid because there's a lot of bleeds in the raid, and you can all play dwarves that like can remove bleeds, and then you also have the Kyrian signature ability that removes bleeds. So they just went all in, switched to Alliance to try to be better for the raid. And then turns out this week or 2 weeks, within these past 2 weeks, at some point, Blizzard like recoded some things. And this has been data mined. They haven't come out and said anything. So they like recoded some of the bleeds in Castle Nathria um, to maybe not work with those things. So you might not actually be able to clear certain bleeds with the stone form from dwarves or the Kyrian potion. And we actually might be able to find this out when we do testing tomorrow. But yeah, so Exorcist might have just got scammed a little bit.
Yeah.
They might have just bought
that's a
in for
big rough.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think there's other advantages to being Alliance. Like that's probably not the only reason they did it, but we're about to find out if they just got screwed over a little bit on that front because it's all like something that Blizzard didn't say. But it's obviously like an issue. Like Alliance just has a if it works how you would think it works, they have a huge advantage in the raid. But it might not work out, you think it works, and it looks like it's going that way. So that's kind of
They
interesting.
have a huge advantage in the raid, a huge advantage for just racials in PvP, and a huge advantage in racials in Mythic Plus. It's kind of weird.
It is weird. Why are we Horde?
Yeah, it's and everyone's Horde. Why is everybody Horde? Right? It's like
literally.
it's like really what the hell?
And along World First Alliance news, apparently, so certain people will try to go for like World First level 60 max level, like they try to get to the max level first, which I think Gingy from Echo has done that twice in a row now, so he kind of owns that. He's going for it again, and one of the main ways that he is going to achieve that apparently is by leveling on Alliance in war mode because nobody is Alliance, and you get like a 30% experience increase by being in war mode as Alliance.
Oh my god.
So yeah, the speed levelers are apparently going to Alliance and going war mode and like trying to.
How do I figure out what the population is of my server? Horde versus Alliance.
I don't know. Maybe WoW Progress has that, but I don't know how. I mean, maybe that works out, and you just level 30% faster. But I feel like being in war mode on the opposite faction, the one that's imbalanced, aren't you just gonna get like destroyed by the Horde, right? If you're in war mode, isn't that gonna slow you down? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think they do phasing for war mode, so they're not going to put more Horde than our Alliance like there. Huh. So like there's a lot of phasing going on there. But all right, so on my server, there's 14,407 Horde. There's 2,000 Alliance. I'm going Alliance. I'm going to level Alliance. I'm going to get the crazy boost.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, I feel like that's something Ayun might do.
Jesus, that is wild.
But I feel like I have a sneaking suspicion that could backfire. Some like find a way to just like grief you on like playing as Horde, and then they just you have a raid full of Horde like just camping you, trying to ruin your world first.
Yeah, but that's only for like
grind.
What two levels, and then you're now you're ahead of them, and since there's no PvP scaling, good luck.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, also, I didn't even think about this, but like, so the factions level in the same zones in the same order. So at the beginning, they're gonna get like they potentially might get destroyed by the Horde, which might be what holds them back. But if they get out, ahead of people, especially if they have 30%, then like it's clean sailing, it's easy sailing all the way to the end because everybody has to go in the same order this go around. There's no like choose your own adventure the first time.
Yep.
So I don't know. Thought that was kind of interesting that they might be leveling as Alliance because war mode is super weird, and I don't actually know why it's in Shadowlands because I'm pretty sure we're not at war. I think the whole point of Shadowlands is that we're not at war, so I don't know why war mode is a thing. But whatever, I'm not gonna think about it too much.
Hey, you knock it off, Mr. Wilson.
Look, dude, people can have their PvP, dude. I'm not gonna stomp on anybody else's fun. Hope it works out, dude.
I'm not gonna
Um,
counterspell that. Anyways, all
yeah,
right.
but yeah, so that I thought that change was interesting, and in sort of like Mythic Plus news, I guess. I don't know. There's been a lot of dungeon changes going on, which also shout out to Undead TV on Twitch because he's been making Google Docs for like feedback on the dungeons for like Mythic Plus pushing and stuff like that, dungeon design. And Ian has a has a Costas himself has liked on Twitter every Google Doc that this guy has made, and the subsequent week there have been changes in the Google Doc that he suggested. So there's some weird stuff going on. Undead
Yeah.
TV might have a direct line to our boy Ian, who is actually making changes because it's happened twice in a row now. Halls of Atonement and the other side, he's working on more. So that's kind of a cool thing to watch out for. We'll see a little connection there.
Yeah, I'd
Uh,
love to get Undead on the podcast. We
there
gotta
we
make that
go.
happen.
Yeah, gotta hit him up. He's joining my guild actually, so there we go.
Oh, it's your
That'll
guild
be great.
now.
Yeah, mine. Taking over, dude. Might not be in the raid, but I'm taking over. We'll see.
Still a scam, dude. It's still a scam.
Yeah. But what was I gonna say? Oh, dungeons. Okay, so this week the affix combination, for all you Mythic Plusers out there who know a lot about the affixes, it's tyrannical, which is bad, bolstering, which is also bad, and necrotic, which is not good. It's a triple whammy affix combination. I don't know if this is a new combination that's exclusive to beta. Like, I don't know if this was a combination before, but oh my god, this combination of affixes is the worst. These might be the 3 worst affixes that exist. I don't know. There's probably Spiteful's pretty bad. But they got to do something about that, man. Like, it's cursed. It
All right,
makes you not want to play the game.
so you can't kill the bosses, right? Because it's tyrannical. And then you
Yeah.
can't kill the trash because of bolstering. And then your tank dies because of necrotic.
And
Yeah,
they
don't do
probably
Mythic Plus that week.
and they probably die from necrotic because the boss lived too long from tyrannical. Or a mob got bolstered and lived too long and put necrotic on you long. It's just it's like really not
I
fun.
see what they're doing here. This is going to be one of those, we fixed it. Look how bad it is. Ha ha ha. Oh, we're listening. We fixed, it's going to be one of those. Because this is a fucking joke. That is actually a joke, dude.
Because they
holy.
Like a similar thing happened where they had tyrannical and grievous on the same week, which is like they don't do that in beta. They got rid of that in BFA because it was so bad, and for some reason it happened again on beta. And there's bosses that you literally cannot do with tyrannical and grievous because you have to like split the groups up and stuff like that, like in the other side.
What's going to be the same thing for necrotic? Tyrannical and necrotic, you just can't do a boss.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there. They really need to take a look at affixes and combinations and get rid of tyrannical entirely and kind of see what's going on because this is not fun, dude. Mythic Plus, I've been watching a lot of Mythic Plus, doing some here and there. Mythic Plus is going to be hard. Like these dungeons and like these affix combinations are just going to be strictly harder to do than in BFA. I think
annoyingly
like
harder, or like just like actually like take some brain power, but are still fun.
It probably depends on your group. Like if you're doing it with in comms with a bunch of people that all know the dungeons, they're probably okay. Everybody's been saying that these dungeons are not as good as in BFA, which weren't as good as they were in Legion. So it's like a double downgrade in dungeon quality, but whatever, that's subjective. But these dungeons are definitely going to be harder for like pugging and trying to get like your plus 15 done because it's not a plus 10. They're starting. The expansion comes out, or Mythic comes out. You got to get to plus 15. There's no plus 10 at the beginning. You got to get all the way to plus 15 to get your like weekly vault unlock thing. So pugging that might be kind of rough at the beginning of this expansion because these dungeons are no joke, and these affix combinations are no joke either. So there's interesting things going on with Mythic Plus, and the loot is like 3 item levels nerfed than it usually is. So I don't know. I really don't know what they're doing with Mythic Plus, man.
Yeah, we're just gonna
It's
have to see
very
on that
strange.
one. You're just gonna have to wait and wait for the guides. Wait for the guides to come out for all the Mythic Plus dungeons.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. We're actually doing that at some point.
Yep. Yes, we are.
But what else? I don't know. Oh, yeah. So the right, the Torghast testing. So Blizzard is doing focused Torghast testing, which is not easy to say. But they just started up a new way to test Torghast. Like you make like a certain template character and you go in and do certain layers of Torghast or whatever. I don't know, it's kind of confusing. Uh but they in their blue post that they made for like announcing that they were doing this, they said like right at the beginning, they said something along the lines of like, all right, we know Torghast is fun. We nailed it. Now we just got to figure out the tuning. It's like basically that's what they said. It was like we know it's fun. Now we just got to balance it. So they're doing like they're trying to get people to go in there and test all the different difficulties and layers and wings and all that stuff. So um, they're actually like spending time trying to make Torghast like relevant difficulty, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So
Not just
when we
kind
were
of destroy it.
Yeah, we were thinking that like testing was like as the result of one specific thing, but or them moving the expansion. But clearly, there was a lot of areas where they had a lot of things they had to shore up. There's some stuff with Torghast, like you're saying, where they were just like, yeah, it's fun, but it's just not difficult. I think that was the case. It was too easy. And then there's the bosses that they're retesting for the raid, and just all the balance changes that are happening. They really did need the time. I feel like they really did need the time. Just hopefully that it was enough time, right?
Yeah. God, it's so weird to think that like we would be playing the game right now. That's so weird to think about with all these crazy changes that are coming through every week
Yeah.
and like expecting more huge changes to come. Like when Frost Mage still hasn't gotten significantly nerfed, you're like, what are they doing? Like, are they even looking at the game? Like there's the tuning. They haven't even started like tuning between the specs, trying to make like Frost Mage equal to Arcane Mage and Fire, that kind of stuff, or like trying to make
Yeah.
different classes equal to each other. They haven't even started with that. The tuning is like not even there. They're still working on like trying to make your abilities work right.
Yeah,
That think
that's so bad.
to think
That's
that
so
like we would
bad.
be in the expansion right now is so wild. So they still got 2 weeks and then another 2 weeks till the raid actually comes out. So that's like those are kind of freebie weeks too. So they still kind of have a month to get their shit together. And then I guess normally they let heroic week go by and then they do tuning after heroic week. I don't know if that's a thing anymore, but
Of course it is.
we'll see. Yeah. So
That's the
I
only
don't know
way
if
they
that's
probably can balance for Mythic.
probably, yeah. So dude, they still got kind of a long way to go. Like I feel like the game could come out right now and everything would be pretty pretty okay. Like it'd be like BFA, you know? For whatever take that however you want. It'd be
Don't
like
you
BFA. It'd be like,
ever say Shadowlands is going to be like BFA in any way. You take it
you know,
back.
where it's like it's playable, but there's still a lot of question marks. They're trying to get rid of the question marks. So it's like, okay, we're in the downhill, you know, stretch, whatever you want to call it.
Jesus
So that's
Christ,
like
dude.
kind of an uneasy feeling, but like looking at how BFA was at this point, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, you know, we're better than that.
Yeah,
And
I think we're doing good. I think we're doing good. I think there's some crazy outliers on both ends, and as long as as long as they don't stay in when Mythic starts, I think we're good, right? So we got a couple weeks. Hopefully there's some people working on getting that balance a little bit better.
yeah, true. I mean, I assume it will because they're still doing like I'm trying to look through real quick to see like the summary of the beta builds that have come through like the past 2 weeks. But they're still doing like all kinds of like class changes, conduit changes, covenant abilities. They're still like
Yep.
changing the fundamentals of how they even work. Like they're just still doing all kinds of stuff, like legendaries, because there's so many systems at the beginning of this that they're trying to like get through all these little things, try to make like legendaries equal to each other and conduits equal to each other, and trying to figure out what power level they should be. Totally missing the mark on them, and
Yeah.
then not nerfing them for 4 weeks. It's like they are struggling.
Dude,
Uh,
I
but
love
it's
when they nerf something so bad, and then they buff it back to where it was, and then they delete it. That's just, it's like, oh, let nerf it. No, bring it back. No, it's gone. What? Where's your head at? The fuck?
For real. I still think that might happen to the Frost Mage legendary. They might just delete it because they cannot figure out what to do with it.
Yeah. It's got to go.
Even the storyline. I don't know what they're gonna do. I know what they should do.
I would agree with that though. It probably should go, because it would be real boring to use that legendary for every single thing for the whole expansion.
Well, they can just, yeah, I agree that like if it's gonna just be the thing that you play always, then that's kind of whack. But they could fix it. They just can't figure it out, even though it's not that difficult. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but it seems like it's on the way to just being deleted because they can't figure it. It's just kind of funny to think about. But yeah, I don't know. Like what are some big things? Pelagos is still the best soulbind in the entire game for like every spec in the game. And that got nerfed by 1% by 1% versatility. It gave you 5% versatility baseline, which is better than every other soulbind in the game. And now it only gives you 4%. Is that enough? I don't know. But at least they're kind of acknowledging that like that was kind of a crazy number. At least they're kind of
I still go back to the, whenever you say they're acknowledging and they know that this is bad, so this is good, so they're gonna nerf it. And then you're like, they knew that Frost was good, so they buffed it. That's so stupid, God. Dude. Hey, what's your take on the new rework for Echo of ENR?
Oh my God. Okay.
Come on, what's your take?
Joke.
Hey,
nice joke.
I just want to know what your take is on the Echo of ENR legendary.
Don't get me started, dude.
Oh, God.
So I don't know if anybody else was concerned about this. Maybe not. So inside
definitely not to the degree.
Jim thinks I care about this too much, dude. So I'll give you the short story. So everybody's legendaries were really good, or some of them were really good. Blizzard destroyed everybody's legendaries. They were all really bad. And then they were like, whoops, just kidding. We nerfed them too much. All right, we're going to buff them back up. But they're only going to be up to like maybe 5% of your damage. That's going to be like the best legendary you can find. But then they had a legendary that just gave you a base 5% damage. And it like buffed your allies by damage by 5%. So it was just the legendary that everybody was going to use, and everybody would just have 10%, 15% more damage all the time. It was going to be ridiculous. Everybody using the same legendary. That was just boring. And now they nerfed the shit out of it, dude. Like now they might as well have deleted it. Now it's like you have a chance to get a damage increase, and your allies have a chance to get a less damage increase. So it's way nerfed, which is kind of funny. With
one proc per minute, dude, for 10 seconds.
So it went from being like it was about to be the most broken thing in the game. Literally everybody was going to be using this legendary. You're going to have 20 mythic raiders all using the same legendary. Now you will not see it in any content ever. So I don't know.
Go ahead.
I don't know what they're doing here, but I would rather it be that way. At least
the only person getting this legendary now is some dude that has like a green transmog from fucking Legion, dude. That's it. Like, there's no one else is picking this up.
Yeah.
But hey, you got your wish. They listen to the podcast, dude.
Say what?
That they're listening. They're listening to us.
Oh, yeah. Hey, well, if you're still listening to us, dude, make it so conduits change with your spec already, man.
Please.
We've been saying it every week. I know we missed a week, but come on. Just make them change with your spec. The conduit energy system is dumb, but it's better than it was. But it'll be just fine if you make conduits change with your spec.
Yep. Just like talents, easy. It's already in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how Azerite traits should have been. We all know it.
Yep.
We all know it. So yeah, they're still doing some pretty huge changes. Some of them are kind of questionable. Some conduits, like Ret Paladin right now, I don't know if you've seen that, but Ret Paladin single target is kind of crazy right now. Probably the best in the game because they have a conduit that's doing 24% of their damage, and it's a passive.
You mentioned this a bit earlier, which got me excited to get DJ excited.
Yeah, and another conduit that's doing like 5%, which is ridiculous for a conduit. So combined, they have like some really, 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 really busted conduits. So unfortunately, Ret is about to get destroyed.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the only thing they have going for them balance wise. Like they're gonna fix the balancing, but at the current moment, the best thing they can do right now is single target, and that's about to get destroyed. So ugh, that's a weird one. But dude, like red paladins are just like one-shotting things with a execution sentence.
Yep.
It's insane to watch. Kind of hilarious, actually.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I think
But
it's. I think Rep Paladin getting getting the limelight right now is actually really bad because they weren't particularly like crushing the numbers, right? And there's a lot of fun in the Red Paladin spec, but they weren't crushing the numbers. And now it's going to be like it feels like they're probably just going to get nerfed because we're at the we're at the finish line right now, and they don't have time to
yeah,
really go back and forth to balance and nerf and shit. So I feel bad for anyone who's making Rep Paladin. Hopefully, it's not as bad as we think it could be. But yeah, it seems like it seems not good. Have another option. Have another option right now.
yeah. Because I think they have somebody that's just like playing pranks on people and just putting extra zeros in to like attack power coefficients.
I
Um,
remember the fucking
like
the touch of death, or not touch of death. The fucking shadow word death was like 5,000% of your damage. It's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
what?
So like the Ret Paladin conduit, it's like your Templar's Verdict does 40% more damage always. Like,
Yeah,
huh? What?
yeah.
Like that's you definitely meant to put 4. I know you meant to put 4, and even 4 would have been crazy, but like you put 40, man. What's going on here?
Yeah.
So
It's
there's
so
definitely
good.
somebody playing a joke, and then like yeah, their other conduit is insane too. So there's some goofy stuff going on, but they're getting there. And whenever they nerf Frost Mage, which I am a mage, so it's gonna gonna be
Same.
bittersweet for me. Yeah, it's gonna be bittersweet, but like whenever they do that, that's when it's like, oh, they do actually have numbers. Okay, that's when I'll believe it because it's been the
Yep.
best spec on beta in all Mythic Plus for I don't know a month. It's been like 30% better than every other spec in the game. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get to that point.
Yep.
But there's a lot of other little random changes. Those are the biggest ones. But dude, that's kind of all the beta information I have. Probably some
That's
stuff
all the
I'm
stuff,
missing, but
man. We got we got we got to figure out how we're gonna tell everyone the release date and figure out the release date of the guides. We definitely got to do that. We gotta we gotta plan like some type of little event or something like that because that would be kind of cute. I'd like to do that. Little all day streaming before the launch of the expansion. And
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
got to figure out some shit like that. We also got to kind of get back on track with this keeping the damn kids quiet so I can go on a podcast. We got to figure that out. So yeah, it's about to get real hectic here though. We're about to be playing massive amounts of World of Warcraft coming up here soon. Also creating massive amounts of World of Warcraft content. So it's about to get real hectic up in this community. Strap in, motherfuckers. It's about to get crazy.
Yeah. But do we want to do a little question time before we wrap up, dude?
I did see that someone asked about here, let me switch over real quick. All right, it's question time
Oh,
now.
was that a new transition noise?
Oh yeah. We got someone was asking about Feral, but I don't think either of us have played Feral in like the last month.
What was the question?
So how's Feral looking?
I can come up with something, dude.
All right, yeah, how's Feral looking?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen any of them.
Perfect.
I don't know.
Kind of looks like Survival Hunter.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of still in the same boat that it's always been. That's where it's like it's unfortunately one of the ignored specs, dude. Like demonology hasn't gotten any changes and it needs all the changes and it has gotten
Yeah.
0. Same with survival. Their mastery literally does not work. They just don't have a stat. Mastery is non-existent for survival hunter and they're just stuck with it. And feral druid's kind of in that same boat. I feel like feral's getting like a little bit more attention than those. Like they've gotten some changes, back months ago, but they haven't really seen much since then. So think Blizzard's kind of leaning on them being kind of ignored, which is kind of tough. There's a chance. I don't know. They got some improvements, so maybe with like balancing and tuning, they actually come out ahead somehow and show some cool stuff. But you don't see very many of them right now. It's kind of sad.
True. I love Feral. I hate the new Feral.
Yeah.
But hold on, wait. All right, go ahead.
I was say related to
All right,
Feral.
wait. No. Go ahead.
What the?
Sorry, I'm not doing it again.
Guardian Feral, the tank version of Feral, is kind of popping up. It's kind of popping off right now, dude. Like
yes, and I'm so happy about that, dude. I don't know why, dude. I am so happy that Guardian is getting its fucking time to shine.
Yeah, like people are saying, like apparently there's a weird thing going on where it doesn't do any damage, and then when you press Incarn, it does all of the damage, and you're unkillable. But people are saying that Guardian Druid is like actually could be the tankiest tank in the game, which is like
hell fucking yeah.
About time, dude. Back to Nighthold. Here we go.
Took us about 3 years. But we're back.
Yeah. So that's a surprise. People are saying it's still super boring. So I don't know what to do with that, but they're saying it's super tanky. Incarn feels dope. You do a lot of damn. You're kind of unkillable. You got a whole lot of utility and stuff. So Guardian Druid is kind of like a little sleeper pick going on right now.
It's not going to be Rage of the Sleeper for long. All right, so
okay.
The only other, that's a Legion reference. The only other like question that we didn't already answer in the podcast was since you might want to swap covenants during progress, are you considering deleting your character and leveling your character again to restore that 3 one-time covenant swap for the next raid?
Oh my god. Wait, I think oh god, that just I don't even want to think about that, man. I'm just gonna pretend that doesn't exist, I think. That's might actually be.
Imagine if that's a fucking thing, dude. Imagine if it's like, all right, dude, I gotta switch. Fuck, let me delete my character real quick and then I'll restore and then
dang it.
That would be so bad. But that's basically it, man. Dude, like it's been a crazy 2 weeks. It's been a crazy 2 weeks for me. It's been a absent 2 weeks for you because I have been MIA a little bit. But yeah, no, man, we're gonna get back on track. We got big shit coming out. We got the guides that are gonna be coming out. Check out the early access too. That shit is often popping right now.
Yeah. Join the Discord if you haven't already. That's where we keep everything up to date. It's where we post stuff. We're gonna have, dude. We got all kinds of plans coming up. So Discord is the way to go. Maybe we'll get our Twitter game on point at some point. But
I actually just redid my whole Twitter like account so that it's like, Jim Fro ready check pull thing, because I do want to start being on the Twitter a little bit. I was thinking of like, do I want to do Twitter or Instagram? I'm not sure, but Instagram has like photos and shit, and I don't know what I'm supposed to take photos of for World of Warcraft. So
we'll go with the flow, dude.
Might just be Twitter.
Yeah. But yeah, we got all kinds of stuff coming out soon.
At JimFro22, by the way.
JimFro22. What?
Yeah.
You gotta get a better. You gotta get a.
I tried to get Jimfro, but Jimmy Frozina has it. Literally. I gotta call Jimmy Frozina. He got 3 followers. He's following 2 dudes. I gotta call him up.
JimFro22.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, listen, it is what it is. We got the at Ready Check poll, Twitter, which is going to be popping off too.
True.
At Ready Check poll 22.
Yeah. Wait, it's podcast number 22. Wait.
Oh, didn't.
But yeah, that's it. That's it for us. We'll hopefully we'll be back. Jim doesn't have another kid or something. We'll be back next week. The normal time is Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and then we upload it, and it's on the regular podcast stuff on Saturdays or whenever we can. yeah, I don't know. You got anything else?
That is it, my dude.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
See you later, alligators.